Hey, this is Christian Montalvo again. This video is for anatomy and physiology, part number 2. We're gonna be starting. This video is for week number 4. We're gonna be starting the lymphatic system. So I want you to get close to the skeletal model that we're gonna be using today to locate some of the lymphatic organs in our body. So the first one is the thymus. The thymus is located in the upper anterior front part of the chest, directly behind our sternum and between our lungs. So the location of the thymus will be right here, right between the sternum, which is this bone, and the lungs. Then we move to the second one, which is the spleen. The spleen is the largest organ in the lymphatic system, and it's located under the rib cage. This is the rib cage, and it's located under and above the stomach in the left upper quadrant of the abdomen. So this is the abdomen is divided into 4, and the left upper one will be in around this area. Then we have number 3, the tonsil. The tonsils are a pair of the soft tissue muscles located at the rear of the throat. So I don't know if we will be able to see it, but it's inside the mouth, right in this area, right here. Oops. We'll fix it later on. And then we have the appendix. The appendix sits at the junction of the small intestine and a large intestine. It is a thin tube about 4 inches long. Normally, the appendix sits in the lower right abdomen. So we have, this is the abdomen again, and the appendix sits right here in this area, right lower quadrant of the abdomen. Then we have number 5. Number 5 is the Peyer's patches. Peyer's patches are small masses of lymphatic tissue found throughout the ileum region of the small intestine. The small intestine is the part of the gastrointestinal tract between the stomach and the large intestine, and it is where most of the end absorption of food take place. So it's basically, this is the large intestine, and this is the small intestine, what's in the middle of the digestive system, and this is it is found all over here. Then we have the cervical lymph node. Cervical lymph nodes are located in the neck region, and let's see if we can fix it. There you go. So these cervical lymph nodes are located in this area right here, and it could be behind the ear, down here, this way, and under the chin. So it is because the name comes from the location of the nodes. And then the last one is the axillary lymph node. The axillary nodes are a group of lymph nodes located in the axillary, or more common as an armpit region of the body. They perform the vital function of filtration and conduction of lymph from the upper limbs, pectoral region, and the upper back. And they put it back into the system that we're going to talk about later on. And it's right under the armpit, right in this area. And females can be finding it right here too. Okay, so then we're gonna talk about the circulation of the lymph through the body. So tubular vessels transport lymph back to the blood, ultimately replacing the volume lost during the formation of the interstitial fluid. These channels are the lymphatic channels, or simply called lymphatics. Unlike the cardiovascular system, the lymphatic system is not closed and has no central pump or lymph heart, which are found in some animals. Lymph transport this lymph liquid very slow and sporadic. Despite low pressure, lymph movement occurs due to the peristalsis. The peristalsis is the propulsion of the lymph due to altered contraction and relaxation of the smooth muscle tissue. Valves and compression during contraction of adjacent skeletal muscles, and artery pulsation. So the lymph system doesn't have a heart to pump this fluid throughout the body. So the body developed, God made us that way, that the lymphatic system use other organs to move the body up from the bottom back into the circulation in the upper body. So lymph that enters the vessels from the interstitial spaces usually doesn't flow backwards along the vessels because of the presence of valves. So this lymphatic system in these special valves, these are made especially to push the fluid only in one direction, which is up from our lower body to the upper body. And it doesn't allow the fluid to go down because of these special valves. If excessive hydrostatic pressure develops within the lymph vessels, through some fluid can leak back into the interstitial space and contribute to formation of edema. Flow of the lymph in the thoracic duct in an average resting person usually approximates 100 mL per hour, accompanied by another 25 per hour in another lymph vessels. Total lymph flow in our body is about 4 to 5 liters per day. This can be elevated several folds while exercising. It is estimated that without lymphatic flow, the average resting person will die within 24 hours. So we're gonna go to this graphic, and I hope you guys can take a look of. You guys have a clear vision of it. We're gonna get closer. So this is basically how the circulation of the lymph to the lymphatic system. So first, the blood capillaries and the interstitial space create this fluid, which the blood, the circulation, which is which is the blood circulation doesn't take. The blood circulation takes about 90% of the fluid from between these two tissues, but it doesn't take 10% from the interstitial spaces or outside this tissue. So this is where the lymphatic system kick in, taking that 10% back into circulation. But before putting it back into circulation, this lymph has to go, which is the name of the fluid, has to go through from the interstitial spaces to the lymphatic capillaries. From the lymphatic capillaries goes to the lymphatic vessels. From the lymphatic vessels go to lymph nodes. From the lymph nodes goes to lymphatic vessels again. And this is the special valve that doesn't allow the liquid to go backward. And then from here goes to the lymphatic duct. From the lymphatic duct goes to the junction of the internal jugular and subclavian veins of the blood, which is right here in the upper, right here in the upper part of our body. Thank you very much, and hope to see you next time.